Hey everyone, and welcome back to Skill Building Monday here live with me, Jason Leeser. I'm your host for today. And if this is working for you, please drop us a comment in the chat and please tag a friend who loves tattoos. And welcome to Guy Aitchison's Reinventing the Tattoo Community, where tattooers, apprentices, collectors, and the curious are encouraged to join in these live streams, real world events to share and inspire and ultimately create better art and tattoos together. We beam out nearly every day and with your help have evolved into a quality network of amazing live and on-demand tattoo and art shows that have all been receiving rave reviews. You can find Reinventing the Tattoo at www.reinventingthetattoo.com. You can try it out for free. There's no obligation to subscribe right away. You can choose one of three different options that we offer so that you can try it out. The first option is a sample webinar, the Reinventing Tattoo, where you get to go through and get like a little sneak peek inside what it's like to have a full Reinventing the Tattoo subscription. The second option is to get some free advice from Guy Aitchison about your unique goals. Maybe it's things that you can improve, things to focus on, or just general, advice on what direction to take your career. The third option is to take a comprehensive tattoo history course from Jay Brown. For fellow tattoo history nerds such as myself, I can't stress enough this tattoo history course is absolutely amazing. Highly recommend it. At inventingthetattoo.com, you can find a full event schedule with full weekly and special event live stream details. So if you wanted to dip in on today's session, you could easily go to reinventingthetattoo.com, pull up the events area. We have an entire calendar filled with special events with all of the details included inside it. Highly recommend you do that if you feel like jumping on any episode. You're more than welcome to. You also have the Reinventing 24/7 channel while at reinventingthetattoo.com, and that has 13 different episodes playing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that is available on all web-enabled devices. You can also find access to professional development courses from over 20 world-class tattoo artists, such as Andre Malcolm, BJ Betts, Bob Tyrell. All of them and a whole lot more have on-demand seminars that you can purchase. So if you wanted to learn how to tattoo a skull like Bob Tyrell, do lettering like BJ Betts, maybe you want to tattoo a koi fish half sleeve like Andre Malcolm. All of those seminars and a whole lot more are available all at reinventingthetattoo.com. You can find us in both of the app stores, the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, as well as our Reinventing the Tattoo YouTube channel, our Reinventing the Tattoo Roku channel, which has 12 to 15 episodes going at any given time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and is available on all Roku-enabled devices. You can also find us in all of the major podcast directories, such as Apple and Spotify. Or you can do what most people do and just pull up your web browser, your favorite search engine, and just do a search for Reinventing the Tattoo, and you'll find it all, except for the book, which is still currently out of print. Good luck getting your hands on a copy. I've been searching for another copy for quite some time, and they tend to be very expensive. We have a number of weekly staple shows we always encourage people to tune into, starting off at 9 a.m. with Drawing for Tattooers with James Wisdom, where we get to go through and discuss basic drawing techniques and strategies, help us get back to our roots of being a fine artist in the tattoo community. And once again, that is 9 a.m. Drawing for Tattooers with James Wisdom. Following that, you have this show, which is the Skill Building Monday Drawing Group, here live at noon every Monday, right here on the Reinventing the Tattoo Network. We cover a wide range of topics on this show. Everything from, Procreate tips and tricks to compositional guides to color theory, you name it, all of that and a whole lot more right here, Skill Building Mondays at noon every Monday. Capping off Mondays at 9 p.m., we have a subscribers exclusive drawing group with Sandy McAndrew from the Reinventing the Tattoo Network. And that is only available for people that have a Reinventing the Tattoo subscription, either the Reinventing the Tattoo Evolution subscription, the Canon subscription, or the Monday Night Drawing Course subscription. but you have to have a subscription for that show. I will say this, that show alone is worth whatever price you will pay. It's every Monday night. You get together with a whole bunch of different artists. You're all there virtually, I might add. You're all there virtually, and you all work on a specific skill set for that week. Maybe it's lighting and light source. Maybe it's texture. Maybe it's perspective or focus or priority. A lot of those compositional elements and artistic elements can really be helpful. And sometimes you just need that little bit of a kick in the pants just to get going and really fine tune those skills. Once again, that is 9 p.m. Monday evenings, subscribers exclusive drawing group with Sandy McAndrew. Tuesdays at 11 a.m., we have the Tattoo Weekly Show with Gabe Ripley, Fawn Baker, and Jake Meeks, where we get to go through and keep up to date on all current events in the tattoo industry. So, any new legislation being passed, any new requirements or laws, or anything like that that might affect the industry as a whole, that's all going to be available Tuesdays at 11 a.m., the Tattoo Weekly Show. Wednesdays at noon, we have the Tattoo Now show with Gabe Ripley, where we get to do a deeper dive into the business aspect behind tattooing. Whether it's travel visas or advertising or marketing strategies, or maybe it's ways just to streamline your booking process. It's all there. That's the Tattoo Now show with Gabe Ripley, Wednesdays at noon. We do have a very special event coming up, and that is going to be October 24th through 27th. And that is going to be, let's see, the Paradise Tattoo Gathering. And that is going to be an absolutely epic show this year. It's the best lineup I think I've ever seen them have. We've got all kinds of artists, all kinds of styles. They'll all be teaching seminars. Everyone from Jake Meeks from the Fireside Network, Kyle Olson, Andre Malcolm will be there teaching about back pieces and bodysuits. Andy Chambers will be doing a sleeve seminar. Chris Mack will be there tattooing. Jade Napier, Frank DeMeo, Haley Adams, Amy Nichols from the Apprenticeship Diaries, Damon Conklin, John Mesa, Renee Little, Mickey Schlick, Sandy McAndrew, Thea Duskin, Corey Ferguson will be there teaching. Steve Butcher has a seminar he'll be teaching. Marcus Lenhard and Kaya Heitland will both be there teaching a seminar. Gunnar will be there teaching a seminar. Anthony Tex will be flying out to teach a seminar. Russ Abbott will be there, as well as Bob Tyrell and a whole lot more. So take a look at Jiminy Peak Paradise Tattoo Gathering, October 24th through 27th. This is definitely going to be the tattoo event of the year. You do not want to miss this. Would like to go through and take a quick minute to thank some of our sponsors and some of the people that make these shows happen. Starting off with worldtattooevents.com, the largest, most comprehensive resource for tattoo events worldwide. They're constantly keeping everything updated. As we know, living in this post-pandemic era, there are certain tattoo events and conventions getting rescheduled like crazy. So if you are looking for the most up-to-date tattoo convention or event information coming to a city or town near you, or maybe it's one you plan on visiting, Lord knows, that's how I book all of my vacations. Take a look at worldtattooevents.com. Would also like to thank tattoonow.com, technology for tattooers, the leading edge in professional development, management, and digital tools for tattooers of all levels. They are 100% competitive with any type of CRM, mailing list, or scheduling software out there. So if you're really looking for the digital tools to help you streamline your booking process so that you can get more clients through the door that really want to get awesome work, take a look at tattoonow.com. They've been in this business for 20 years. They really know what they're doing. Would also like to say a big thank you and shout out to Guy Aitchison over at guyaitchison.com. He is the founder and inspiration behind Reinventing the Tattoo. You can go to guyaitchison.com where you can pick up a copy of his biomech encyclopedias, some of his tutorial DVDs. He's got some custom coil machines, countless fine art prints, and the occasional original oil painting, all for sale at guyaitchison.com. Would also like to say a very quick thank you and shout out to the Apprenticeship Diaries with Amy Nichols. My preferred reference for people that are looking to become a tattoo apprentice or want to know more about what a tattoo apprenticeship is like, go take a look at the Apprenticeship Diaries with Amy Nichols. You will not be disappointed. As always, we ask that if you like today's show, post a positive review on the channel, help us get the word out. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down at the bottom of the page. That way you can always stay up to date with new episodes and new shows coming out. If you would like to host a Reinventing the Tattoo event, become a sponsor of our community, or if you are looking for a fine art or a tattoo critique, you can always email management at reinventingthetattoo.com and we will get back to you as soon as we can. That kind of wraps up today's intro. Um, we also have a nice little QR code right up here in the corner. Go ahead, feel free to scan that if you choose to, if you want to learn more about the tattoo gathering. Like I said, it's going to be absolutely fantastic this year. You do not want to miss this. We're going to have seminars on any type of tattoo topic you can imagine. Mark Lascarbo from Needle Jig will be there. He'll be teaching his seminar on tattoo needles. What makes for a good tattoo needle or a good tattoo cartridge? There is going to be so much information shared and divulged at this show. It's going to be absolutely insane. Highly recommend you check it out if you can make it out there. We do also have a scholarship program available. Um, to learn more about that, feel free to contact us. We'll be happy to talk to you a bit more about that. Um, I do believe we have someone popping in just a few minutes uh, to talk to us a little bit more about a cover up seminar going on. But we will wait to make sure they come in just a minute. I have a couple of different projects I'm working on at the time. Anyone that's out there that might be following my Instagram, right up here, take a look. Anyone that might be interested, I just started a collaborative back piece with a coworker of mine named Jake Penning this past Saturday. It was an absolutely fantastic session. We were able to outline and block in a lot of their back, and everything went really, really smooth, absolutely fantastic. Sarah, thank you for sitting like an absolute champ. Jake, thank you as always for all of the assistance and all of the skills that you brought to that tattoo. Yeah, feel free to go and take a look. I'll be posting some final photos from Saturday later today. Time, of course, permitting. You have quite the busy schedule today. What else is new, right? But that actually brings me up to a topic that I wanted to discuss with everyone today. And that's when things slow down, right? Um, being in this tattoo industry, things do not always maintain at a certain pace. Over the past few years, I have seen certain artists that used to be booked out, 6 months to a year in advance that are having problems keeping a full schedule for a month or two now. Seems like everyone in this day and age is hitting a little bit of a rough patch, a uh, little bit of a slower time right now, and that's okay. And I say that, and I know that there's a lot of people out there financially struggling right now. This too will pass. Tattooing will not be going anywhere. People will be coming back. I can guarantee that. If you look at the history of tattooing, there's always slower points in time when this industry maybe financially isn't doing so well. What do we do about it? Well, there's not much we can do except for go out there and drag people in to get tattooed. I do not recommend lowering your prices. That does not help. All that's going to do is shoot you in the foot. Time is money. Your effort is money, and it's worth it. Okay. What can we do to fill that void of time while we're sitting around waiting for people to come through the door? We can paint. We can draw new designs, work on 3D model concepts. Take a look at Tattoo Smart's 3D model collection. Fantastic. Maybe we can go through and reinvest in our tattoo education. Get a subscription to Reinventing the Tattoo. Go take some seminars. Go to another local studio where you admire certain artists there. Ask them if you can sit in on one of their tattoo sessions. Become friends with them. Talk to them. Figure out how they do what they do. There's a number of different ways we can always progress and we can always advance, even during the slower times, even if we don't have a whole lot of money to throw around. Reminds me of an old proverb where it says, even on rainy days and stormy days, a fisherman mends their nets, right? They might not be able to go out on the sea to catch fish, but they can stay home and they can fix the nets that might need to be fixed. They can improve upon them. They can get together with other people that do the same things to improve on where they are. Um, there's a lot of other things that we can do when we hit these rough patches. Start coming up with different prints, make some paintings, photograph them, talk to a local printmaker. Reach out to someone that does prints for a living, get some prints made, maybe sell a few prints. Maybe people can't afford to come in and drop $200 an hour on a tattoo, but if you have a really nice $40 print for sale, maybe they're more inclined to buy that. Well, next thing you know, you're sold out of prints. There's a little bit extra money in your pocket. Um, there's all different types of ways that we can go through and we can capitalize on this slower turn of the season. Um, it all depends on the amount of effort that you want to put into it. And the more effort you put in, the more progress you make. You never know. Um, Sometimes it's nice to start up a little side hustle, start a podcast, get some prints out there, start doing collaborative paintings with other artists from different parts of the world. Mail them a canvas, have them sketch on it, mail it back, sketch on it, and start painting on it, and then mail that back and have them start painting on it. You know, there's lots of different things that we can do to keep ourselves busy and productive so that we can continue to advance. If you're one of those artists that feels like, they, don't really want or need to progress any more than you have, then that's fine. I'm sure you can come up with something that's going to help keep you busy as well. But for those of us out there that are constantly striving to be better, it's nice to be able to go through and work with other people on certain things to keep ourselves busy. So, just some food for thought on that aspect. I do have a number of other cool, exciting projects coming up in the next few weeks, but some of those I'm going to keep under wraps right now, just because I'm not trying to jinx anything or spoil anything. I have been talking a lot lately to Tony Urbanek, um, and I'm actually considering heading out to check out the Cranberry Invitational, the Cranberry Tattoo Convention out in Pennsylvania. Hopefully, I get to see some of you guys there. You know, hopefully. Don't know if anyone will be there or not, but we'll see. Let's see if we have any comments in the chat area. Nothing. Okay. Got a couple people watching on Facebook. How's it going? A couple people watching on the YouTube channels. What's going on? Um, Needless to say, I cannot wait until Paradise Gathering this year. It is going to be absolutely incredible. Hopefully, I bring enough stuff to keep everyone busy. Yeah, we'll see. But should be a great time with a ton of absolutely incredible artists there. So hopefully I get to see some of you guys there. I was just out at the Cherry Hill Tattoo Convention yesterday in New Jersey and handing out some flyers for Paradise Gathering and Reinventing the Tattoo. It was a great time getting to talk to a whole bunch of different artists, getting to see what people were working on. Um, Okay, Christopher Nice, you got it. I want to get into the Cranberry Convention. Send a good word for me. Hope to see you there. I've been spending any slow time right now tackling all levels of marketing and business side of tattooing. Absolutely. It's a great way to do that. Rebuilding websites, learning finance, savings, social media marketing. Bravo. Bravo. And that's Robert Kerr. Um, and that's what you really have to do. You have to take a look when you're not busy tattooing. What else can you work on? Maybe it's improving your social media marketing. Maybe it's rebuilding a website or building a website for some of us out there that don't have them. And I'm saying that generally speaking. I have one that's been interesting built quite some time, but I have a lot more work to do on it. But yeah, marketing out there. If you go out to dinner at all, leave a business card on the table. It's one of the greatest ways to develop a clientele. Maybe whoever is your server that night or that afternoon, maybe they don't get tattooed, but maybe they know someone that does. And if you have a really nice card, they're going to hand you a card. You never know. Um, even in grocery stores, hand whoever is checking you, if you go through the line where people check you out, hand them a business card. Hand business cards out to everyone that you can. You never know. That could really start a landslide effect. You're booked out again. Um, there's any number of different ways that you can do that. You're absolutely right. Rob just said there are so many great resources now that didn't exist a few years ago. No excuses anymore. All the information and mentoring is available, 100% correct. It's all there. You just have to reach out, find it, and apply it, right? And I think that's where some people get caught up is they might reach out, they might hear all of this information, they might take some seminars and some classes, but maybe they don't actually apply it. Um, that that's kind of like wasting your time. If you're going to learn something new, try to apply it. Find out if it works for you or if it doesn't. Um, Christopher Nice said recently got into mirror engraving for a side hustle. Dude, it's a great way to do it. Absolutely fantastic. Mirror engraving is pretty awesome. I've seen a few videos of that on social media. It's pretty epic. I got into frosting glass with different types of tattoo designs not too long ago. Sold a few pieces, kept a few pieces. They're pretty cool, and it's a great little way to go through and do it. Find different, niche ways to do things. You'd be surprised at what kind of money you can make just doing a little creative project on the side. Um, yeah, it's absolutely fascinating. Yeah, always trying to push out there, always trying to get your stuff out there. Start a podcast, do live streams. Everyone nowadays has social media. Get a little phone holder, set that up, start live streaming your tattoos. you know, have people watch. It's a great way to go through and grow yourself, get a little bit more exposure, get a little bit more notice or a little bit more appeal out there. It's really helpful. And it's little things that can do the trick, right? So why not take the risk, try something new, something little to start. I think you'd be surprised at how much it can help. But keep your hands busy. We're all artists at the end of the day, right? We create things that didn't exist before, right? So let's create. Let's flood the market with original artwork, with original concepts, drawings, paintings, um, etched mirrors, etched glass, stained glass. Get into something else, carving. Look at Ron Earhart. He just buys tiny little planks of wood and you know, uh, puts a couple of layers of plaster on them, carves the plaster out, does a quick little spray paint job to them, and they look fantastic. Took time to develop that skill set, but it works really well. And people will buy that just because it looks awesome. It's also from Ron Earhart, so yeah, it's gonna look awesome. Uh, but that's kind of the whole point. Keep yourself busy, keep your hands busy. You would be absolutely floored at what that little bit of extra notoriety can really do. I've actually been working on several new paintings myself, a couple of big bodysuit paintings, a couple of smaller guys. Got back into oil painting, which I should probably get back on that and try to finish that up before Paradise. Uh, though I don't think the varnish would have time to dry before then, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get to finish it up. Um, let's see what else we have going on. What else we have? Yeah, try to focus on what it is you can improve upon. Um, I'm going to switch over. We are still waiting for, I believe Sandy McAndrew was going to be joining us today at some point. So I'm kind of waiting for her to show up. She's got something pretty awesome to talk about. Until that happens, I'm just going to go through and work on an appointment I have coming up in a week or two. I'm trying to get some sketching done on this. Switch over. Cool. And create a new layer. Just trying to flesh out some ideas for where I want the hands. How do I want this to look? I really kind of like the angle of this dragon head as it is. I really kind of, especially where it's sitting on the body. So we've got, hip, we've got the side, armpits all the way up here. This is the rest of the leg coming down here. So just kind of going through and trying to flesh it out, trying to see what works well in what areas. Um, just playing around really. I sometimes find that the more I just play around and I'm super loose with everything, the better the tattoo design turns out. So it's something that I've really been trying to stick to a lot more lately is just relaxing, having more fun, not really being super concerned with whether or not I like something. Maybe I'll just hide the layer and then it's not an issue anymore. It's just a good way to go about doing it. Um, and you'd be surprised what you can just kind of sketch up without even really thinking about it. Might be a little too dark, but that's okay. So, actually, where's my square sketcher? Yeah, there we go. This guy's cool. Now, I've always been one of those people where I like to start nice and loose, really, really light. Um, this comes forward. Of course, I'll probably end up, erasing a lot of this part or, refining it as I go. But as of, right now, I think this is just going to give me a pretty decent idea, especially if I really want to kind of emphasize the foreshortening here, how this hand is going to get bigger as it comes forward. I really kind of have to show that as we go through. Just kind of build it up and rough it out. Um, Ideally, I would have another hand or arm back here. This one, maybe I'll tuck it back a little bit more and have the hand coming up. That could be cool. If we do this much of the actual body of the dragon, we'd probably have a leg here. 2 and 3. Should be a fun one to start in the next 2 weeks. Assuming, of course, that the client sits well, which I know Jake Meeks just put out a new podcast episode on pain management. Definitely worth looking into. There's some great advice in there. And this part would go here. If I wanted this and then back up and then down, no, something more dynamic. You need movement. Movement comes from angles, triangles, diagonal lines, polygons. So this leg would be here. Maybe this would come down a bit, back up and then down. Almost like he's kicking across his body. That could be cool. Maybe just have like toes curling in. This one would be completely hidden. Where would we put this one then? This one, we'd kind of tuck back and fold it back a little more. Nah, not a big fan of that. What if we took this and this? Oh. Unlock. This guy can come down here. Let's just play around with this for a minute. Duplicate this. What if we took all of this for the side and we made it bigger? Maybe a little smaller, but and then brought it down a hair. That would be cool. So now let's play around with those arms again. This will be a good one. If anyone has any comments or questions, feel free to drop them into the chat. I'll be happy to answer any questions that I can accurately answer. Bit lighter, a bit bigger. Just playing around, just doodling. Now let's bring this arm back at a more extreme angle. That'll make it different. Deltoid. Bring this back. Bicep would be here. Small little tricep. Elbow. What if we did something like this? This could be different and interesting. Maybe have like that. That could be a finger. Then we could do, nah. Then we could do another one down here. That could be different. I mean, even if we, yeah. This would be more straight and then come in. This would be more out and then come in. That'll be cool. I kind of like that. Would end up going onto her lower back a little bit, but, you know, still be pretty cool. One of many different options that we have to play with. You know, maybe we take upper arm, elbow, Too close. Upper arm, elbow. Opposable thumb, which technically dragons aren't supposed to have, but might work well. Nah. Let's go straight down. No, don't like that either. I always run into this problem where I think I've got a good idea and I'll try to like flesh it out, and it's like, yeah, that's not going to flow right. Are there different number of toes for different regions of dragons? Someone said Korean dragons are different. I don't know much about it. Yes, that is actually 100% correct. Different areas of the world will treat the different numbers of fingers and toes on dragons differently. For example, in the US, we tend to see dragons with more of like a human hand, 4 fingers, a thumb, etc. Different places in Asia will have different numbers of fingers. It's a very quick and easy way to tell what area of the world they came from. Um, I know that a lot of Japanese, specifically Japanese dragons, typically only tend to have 3 digits. Um, you know, 2 fingers and a thumb, or 3 fingers, or 3 toes. Uh, Different places will have different number of fingers. So just something to be aware of. But yes, that is absolutely 100% correct. I completely forget the specifics of how many fingers and toes per area. Um, just because I tend to over detail a lot of the dragons that I draw, I tend to keep everything a lot smaller and a lot more minimalistic. Oh, Sandy.
Hello.
How's it
How's it
going?
going?
Oh, it's going well. How are you?
Excellent. Doing good, doing good. How's the
Awesome.
drawing going? What you drawing today?
Just a dragon. I've got a dragon side piece coming up. I've been trying to tattoo as many dragons this year as I can for the year of the dragon. So
Awesome.
yeah, it's like, hey, this is your reason to get a dragon this year,
This is
right?
the time.
It is. It is.
Awesome.
I've done a few so far. I'm very happy with the way that they've come out. So I'm trying to keep that momentum going because momentum's a big thing. Well, for me, it is at least.
Well, and when people
So,
see dragons on your profile, then they go, "Oh, sick! He does cool dragons. I'm gonna get dragon,"
hmm
and it snowballs.
absolutely. So
Yes.
I'm just trying to keep that going. It's like, yeah,
Awesome.
dragons, bring them in.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
so, yeah, but
Awesome.
what brings you on today?
Well, I was just wanting to kind of get people a little information about some upcoming stuff that people may have seen if they're subscribed to our email list or may have heard in the grapevine. But I just wanted to kind of put it out there that in the next few days, we're going to have some links for everybody. But if you're interested in anything I'm talking about, you can email me, sandy@reinventingthetattoo.com, and I'll make sure that you're kept in the loop. But in October, we're going to have a 4-week intensive with Guy Aitchison on cover up mastery. And so um, this is really great for anybody in any stage of their career, whether you're already doing cover ups or you like haven't done. I know a lot of tattoo artists that just don't offer it, but you are going to be benefiting if you don't offer it yet. I mean, cover ups are such a huge. I feel like I do half of my work, or a good deal of my work, is cover ups because people need
Hmm
them. They're really important, and it's really a great skill to have, especially if you are feeling any of the pinch from that other people are feeling of, slowing down, having less clients. If you start offering cover ups, that's a great way to boost that. So, Guy has been putting together this intensive. We've got tons of information to get you started. And then, yeah, I can get into what the layout would be, for anybody that's interested. Um,
I am.
or, yeah. Yes, it's
Having
going to
had
be,
a cover up, quite a few cover ups done in my life, it's something
yes,
that I always know that there's more I can learn. Um,
yes,
Having had Guy do a cover up on me and getting to like ask him every little question I could
yes,
was fantastic.
yes,
Um, you know, and it's phenomenal. People will look at the tattoo I have and they're like, "How is that a cover up? Like
right?
where is it?" Like I
Yeah,
don't, and it's like, yeah, yeah,
that's what you
that's
want.
why. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. That's the goal.
yeah.
So,
So exactly, and there's a lot of times we've all seen tattoos where we're like, oh well, that's clearly a cover up. Look, they just used a bunch of black on something, and so for anybody who hasn't seen guys cover ups, I mean, you probably have, and you just didn't realize because they're that
yeah,
good. But he understands a lot of really good things about cover ups that he's sharing. He's going to be answering questions. Um, Basically, we're going to be having the content all released to you, I believe, September 30th. And then you'll have a week to kind of familiarize yourself with that stuff before we start exercises. And then we're going to have 3 different exercises to prepare you for covering up, with all led by Guy Aitchison. And they're going to be like 1.5, 2 hours. You're going to have like an image, a tattoo that you're going to have to try and cover up, and Guy is going to get into all of the ways that you can do that properly, answering any questions along the way if you have some. He'll be talking about like how to deal with the fact that you're basically going over already damaged skin. So all of the logistics to bring you to the point where you're having a nice, beautifully healed cover up final product. Um, in the first week, you're going to want to, or you can start doing this now if you're like, I'm going to this. Try and find a friend or a client that you are going to be able to book for a cover up within the week of, let me just double check this, the 21st, the week of the 21st of October, because we're going to be able to take all of those 3 weeks of exercises and put them into um, the beginning of our actual cover up tattoo that we're going to be doing. And then the week of the Paradise Tattoo Gathering, on the Sunday of the Paradise Tattoo Gathering, Guy will be, along with some other people, critiquing everybody's cover ups that they've worked on that week. So you will be able to have all of the exercises to prepare you for doing a cover up. You're going to get to work on the design that you're going to use on your actual hands on cover up. And then you're going to get to have all that information to make the cover up and then get that critiqued. There's also going to be some follow up if, like, not all of us are going to be able to squeeze somebody in, or there's, inability to get it all finished. There's going to be some follow up ability to get the stuff critiqued still, even if you didn't get it right in time, kind of thing. Yeah, so it's going to be really, really awesome. It's going to be really fun. Our exercises, are always lots of fun, lots of
yeah,
laughing, and lots of learning and stuff. So um, definitely very excited for that. And I just wanted to make sure that we started putting it out there for everybody.
awesome. Well, thank you
Yeah.
very much. I know we've got James Wisdom that just joined us.
Hi,
Uh,
James.
don't maybe he's still with us. Let me take a look.
I'm
James,
here. Can you hear me?
we can now.
Hello.
Oh man, I'm on my phone. I just I'm not able to turn on my camera for some reason. Anyway, sorry about that. But I heard Sandy talking about the
Yay.
cover up class, and I'm definitely going to participate. Uh,
Heck yeah.
and I know that we're probably going to end up using our tattoos as examples. So I know
Yeah.
guy's been doing a tattoo for me, and it's there's a cover up in.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys both have epic cover-ups done by Guy. So you can
Yeah.
both attest to the quality of how it stands up as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, mine
Yeah,
still
it's
looks like fresh as the day it was done. It's awesome.
sweet.
That's so cool.
Yeah, no,
And
mine
James,
has
you're kind of
been.
like in the middle of it right now, hey?
I'm in the middle of it, but I think that was the thing is like right away he started working on it, and so every time that we've worked, he's worked on it. So by the end, we'll have it'll probably have the most work
Yeah.
instead of saving it for the end. You know what I mean? Like doing all the other stuff and making sure that that's easy to do. I know I've done that before, and that would
Totally.
be a
But how
part. That's a
nice is
part of
it
the
that you
exercise.
have that already
Yeah.
as something that you're starting to not see anymore?
hmm Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely something that I'm. It takes a lot of experience, I think, uh, to really learn how to see the project to the beforehand to really understand what it is you have to do. But again, it's
Yeah.
I get to your point earlier, Jason. You were talking about like what are we doing to make sure that we stay busy and to differentiate our services from everyone else. And I really believe I believe it. Like cover ups are the service that are really going to
Yeah.
differentiate you from others. And again, you may
100%.
you do that cover up for somebody, they'll probably come back and give you the clean skin. I know that's what Guy says all the time.
Yep.
They'll come back and they'll give you their big projects because you were able
Oh
to
yeah.
really fulfill
I've
that
definitely
goal.
had that as well. Just like we've done so many cover-up exercises over the last 4 years, and I mean, just following anything that I have heard from Guy um, has been really helpful for my ability to do cover-ups. And I live in a place where there's like a lot of people coming to they're impatient or they're like, I could get it for cheap, and then they figure out why it's cheap and why they could get it right away, and then they're like, so now I need it covered up. And it's like, cool. I mean, I'm here for it. We could have started from fresh, but
Right.
you know, um, and so like, yeah, like I said before, I feel like I would be pretty confident that like at minimum a third of my clients are from cover ups. And the people that I've covered up, then once they finally get that thing covered up, they're like, I can't wait for my next one. And if they're
Yep.
really enjoying you as a person and they're enjoying what their body is looking like now, you've saved them from like not being able to wear t-shirts or anything like that. They trust you. They will trust you with whatever. And not only are they going to give you more of their blank skin, but they're probably going to be more flexible because they've had to deal with the fact that you have to be flexible when you're getting a tattoo covered up, about size and about a little bit more artistic license. So they're generally less picky also
hmm
than maybe somebody who hasn't been through that experience with you. Only beneficial things that I've seen from being able to do cover ups. And like I said, not everybody does them, which always blows my mind. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
They're so
Why would you
fun.
want to
Like,
limit your clientele base?
yeah,
Financially, to
Well,
me, that doesn't make sense.
I think that it's what really is fascinating is this community willing to share the quote secrets.
yeah, 100%. Because I mean, yeah, you're right. Like, if you don't know how to cover up, then you should probably not be just saying you can cover something up. But it's definitely worth learning about because yeah, I've had a lot of people that just aren't willing at all. And it's definitely still, it is a challenge, but it is so satisfying. And I feel like you never get a client that's as happy as somebody that you just made it possible for them to wear different clothes because they were so embarrassed by whatever was on their arm or on their leg. Same with scar cover ups. I'm sure we're going to be able to get into that. We just had an exercise about that. James, you were there for, we had Adriana Hallow there talking about scar cover ups. That was really interesting. So, I mean, anybody that's signed up for Reinventing the Tattoo Canon or Evolution gets to see those replays as well. That's something else I wanted to mention was if so the course is going to be $299 for the full month and follow up. And anybody who is already an existing Reinventing the Tattoo subscriber, just know that you guys, because we appreciate you so much for being here with us, you will only have to pay $50 to join in on this. So anybody that's going to sign up for subscribing to Reinventing the Tattoo from here on, we will be giving you, I believe it's $50 off. So you'll only be paying $249. But people that have been subscribing with us since before this, thank you so much for all of your support. And you'll be getting the lovely $250 discount. So please join us. And if you're curious about any of this, like I said before, email me, Sandy at reinventingthetattoo.com. And I'll answer any other questions because I know not everybody's going to be like in the chat right now. People might be watching this as replay. Yeah, we'd definitely love to make sure that you have all of the information to be able to come and join us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be great.
Me too.
And I have quite a few cover-ups coming up, so I'm going to be
Awesome.
really interested to tune into that. So I think that's
Yes,
awesome.
I've got some cover-ups. I'm not sure which one's going to be the one that I do for this one because I've got a few of them, but yeah, they're constant. There's always somebody that's got something for you to cover up.
Yeah, I've got at least 2 to 3 a week that come in and they're like, "Hey, I'm trying to get tattooed," and I'm like, "Cool, what's going on? Like, what are you trying to get done?" And they're like, "Yeah, well, it's kind of a cover up." I'm like, "Okay, and let's keep going. Like, that doesn't bother me."
They're probably used to bothering.
Exactly. I know some clients come in and they're like, I don't know if you do cover ups or whatever, and it's like, yes, I do. Bring it on.
Yeah, I get it all the time.
Bring
totally.
on.
Yeah, I've had so many people like, they've got this really black, dark something or really giant mumbled jumbled thing, and they're like, I know, I'm just wondering if we can kind of color it in, and I'm like, why don't we just cover it up? Like, why would we just color it in? This is kind of hideous.
Yeah.
I mean, I generally don't say that. One of the things it's always, you got to be diplomatic about the fact that somebody's got something on their body and they may not actually be very upset about it. So I always just kind of, well, would you like to color it in or rework it? Like, if we're going to do any coloring in, I'm going to need to rework, but what we could do is actually just fully cover this up if you're comfortable with it. Oh my gosh, everybody's told me that that's impossible. Okay, good. We're getting on the same page here. No, it's not impossible. We just got to talk about how we're going to do that. And so, like, for example, and here's another reason that it's so helpful. So I had somebody that she had this it was about this big, barely intelligible line work, really heavy-handed line work of like an octopus's garden. It was an octopus and all these little treasures and stuff and fish. And she came to me for that, for getting it colored in because she'd had it started. And I was like, so we could cover it if you aren't really super attached to what it looks like now. And she says, oh my gosh, well, everybody said that I couldn't do that. Well, that's gone from this big of what I would have been covering up to now it's going to go, and that was on her hip. It's going to go all the way from her ankle all the way to here. And so, that could have been this much work, maybe 2 days, 1 or 2 days, to this is a giant piece. And she's tall, like 6 foot. So it's like, there's a lot of space that I'm getting to fill and having really letting me do a lot of really cool creative freedom. And so it's like, you will have massive benefits if you just put in that work of getting comfortable. And that's what Guy is going to be all about, is making sure that by the end of the 4 weeks, you are going to be comfortable to, as he says, put Cover Up Master on your profile. And I tell you, that's going to bring you clients for sure.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for jumping in today, Sandy. We're just about done with today's show.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Also, don't be surprised. I'll be reaching out to you pretty soon. I was talking to Marcus and Kaya not too long ago, um, and I know that they've been doing some collaborative work with you and Guy, and so just trying to figure out when the next session might be, and if we want to get down there and maybe record some stuff for a collaboration seminar, because there's not
Cool.
really a whole lot of information out there on that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I can
so
actually let
might
you know
be.
when that most likely we're just nailing down details, but that's going to be happening right after Paradise. So I'm going to be
Oh, okay.
Kaya and Marcus and I are all going to be going over to Guys afterwards and working on finishing this up. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Can't wait to see that. I
yeah,
can't wait. That's
me
going to be awesome.
too. Me too. And it'll be nice to have it after the thing, so I'm not scrunched over and
Yeah.
yeah, we can talk about healing things because when you
Yes.
travel for tattoos and how to heal it, like that. There was a couple little spots that got a little scratchy that didn't heal. I mean, everything healed nicely, but there's a couple little like holidays because I slept in an airport.
Yeah. Well, we've all
And
done
you just
that.
end up like
Yep.
this, and it gets all sweaty, and it's like, so
Hmm.
not this time. To this time, I am getting to sleep on my back with a pillow. So,
Right.
just as important as all the
Yes.
other stuff.
Very much so.
Yes.
Awesome.
But yeah,
Well,
I'm sure that you would probably be welcome to come and videotape something. We can definitely chat about that.
yeah, I'm always down for it. Always down for the adventure and the travel and hanging out with everyone. It's good time, good people. Why not?
Yeah. I'll try
So
and keep you in the loop once I figure out what's going on with those guys.
awesome. Excellent.
Sweet.
Sweet. Well, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And I can't wait to take these cover up seminars. It's going to be awesome. A whole month long, starting September 30th. And it's going to be absolutely awesome.
Heck
Thank you
yeah.
so much for telling us about it. Really
Thanks for
appreciate it.
having me.
For anyone out there still watching, thank you for joining us today. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down at the bottom of the page. Hit that follow button if you're listening to the podcast. That way you stay up to date for all the new shows. And I will catch everyone next week for Skill Building Monday, episode 167. We've
Woo.
got Richard Young coming on. He's a CPA and tax guy, and he is absolutely brilliant with taxes. So you are
Sick.
definitely going to want to make sure that you catch that show. So I will see everyone next Monday at noon right here on the Reinventing the Tattoo Network. Once again, Sandy, James, thank you guys both for jumping in today. Really appreciate it.